Howdy do, chaps. So, look, we all know which toy I'm talking about today. And yes, I'm very aware that right after reviewing Ratchet and Brawn, you all really don't need another grand opening hook paragraph explaining the context here, right? So please sit tight while I give a little Bumblebee, the 2018 prequel/reboot to the live-action Transformers film franchise. The Studio Series, toy line based on the Transformers theatrical movies. We're good? Great! So Arcee's been doing really good for herself recently. After appearing in Earthrise, Masterpiece, Cyberverse, the Studio Series, and the Studio Series again, it's almost hard to believe there was once a long stretch of time Transformers fans had no representation of this character. She was introduced in 1986 for the animated movie, but a true G1-ish Arcee toy wasn't made until a whopping 24 years later in 2010 with animated Arcee. So I'm glad she's finally getting the toy love she deserves. So let's plunge into the night with Studio Series 85 Arcee. Are you seeing this? Starting off, this looks exactly like the character. I know this isn't surprising, that a toy looks like the thing it is a toy of. But I guess what I'm saying is that nothing feels off about this robot mode. At least on the surface. Or anywhere else, frankly. I absolutely love a pink Transformer. Her color scheme is so memorable, iconic, and very specific to her. There's no mistaking who this is. It's not like she popped up in the film and we were all like, who's that? Metroplex? Her head looks super good overall. In photos I thought it looked over sculpted, but in person it actually looks perfectly fine. I just wish her eyes were blue. The silver makes it look like she's staring into your soul. The figure also comes with two blasters, not too dissimilar from the Titan's Return figure. She holds them very well, and I want to believe Arcee's the type of person who would actually verbally say the word pew when firing something, a bit like Holdo in Star Wars. And you can fit her accessories on the back, meaning this figure has something you very rarely see with Arcee toys, a backpack that has a single ounce of purpose. I'm messing around here, but I think we all know this character is traditionally pretty beholden to a big behemoth of a backpack hauling around her alt mode across the cosmos. And look, the thing is, when Hasbro makes a G1 inspired Arcee, she's gonna have a backpack. Okay? I think this character gets away with that better than most at this point, alright? There's some super admirable sculpting all over, and the white on the torso really does a lot to evoke the character with its angular roundness. And I really like her newly styled silver shirt collar. And her legs look awesome. They look so agile, athletic, and sleek. Unfortunately, one of my only gripes with the robot mode is that her feet can't go up any further. When her feet are at their absolute highest, her legs sort of slant at an angle, meaning that in order for her to stand properly, you either have to bend her legs a bit at the waist, or pull out her shins to give her this more stylized look. It's not a big deal, and they make her calves look cool, which is something I say about Transformers every day. Plus, she's really good at standing with these back tires that sort of remind me of what Cappy had from the 2005 animated film Robots. And let me tell you, they really put the heels in wheels. Transformation is very different to anything we've seen before with Arcee. The backpack unfolds out and lines up in a most satisfying manner, and it leaves us with this Tron-like pink space bike. This alt mode seems like a wonderful blend of her classic G1 look and her modern presentations as a motorcycle. And that's because it is. It does echo a bit of Siege Chromia in that basically her whole chest is visible from the back, along with her completely conspicuous hands. But you can fit her blasters in to make them look a bit like exhausts or something. They stick out too far, but I'll take it over nothing. And with a Cybertronian mode, I have a hard time seeing the chest as a big deal. And with that, all my potential criticisms are gone, because this thing looks freaking sick! Just an awesome futuristic space motorcycle, like she's ready to take charge and speed down the Cybertronian streets, simultaneously set to take down the Decepticons that stand in her way and have a fun night out with the pals. This thing looks like it fit right in with all those images you get when you look up the word synthwave. It's hard for me to think of this in any other way than if the word radical existed as a physical object. Fashionable and ferocious. I know this presents me with an opportunity to make the tired Transformers fan joke of, why does it have a windshield if it's an alien car and nobody's driving? Look, there has to be some visual cues to let us know this is meant to be a vehicle, alright? And the sculpting continues to shine through with some pretty wicked detailing throughout. The additional paint striping and styling certainly helps along as well. And overall, I'd say it succeeds as an alt mode in every way that matters. It's stylish, streamlined, sleek, and unique. It's a perfect fit for the character and a fairly natural alt mode evolution that honors both the old and the modern. And it didn't even appear in the film! Ha! So that's Studio Series 85 Arcee, not to be confused with Studio Series 86 Arcee. And quite frankly, I am in love with this little thing. This is probably the best Generations Arcee toy ever, and I know I said that with my Brawn and Ratchet review, but it's true, and you know it! I think that goes to show how amazing these Bumblebee figures have been. And isn't that weird? These extra characters who were simply robots in the film and their alt modes weren't considered when designing their CG models? And we know how wrong it can turn when you force an alt mode onto a character not meant to have one. So it just feels all the more special for succeeding. I think one of the reasons Arcee is so fascinating is that her existence is tied to the broader Transformers history with the concept of gender. Her very being is a statement against the narrow-minded, sexist businessmen in the 80s who didn't believe a female character would catch on and achieve popularity. She proved those naysayers wrong, and time was in her favor. Her success, popularity, and eventual legacy leads to the broader deconstruction and questioning of what even are boys' toys or a boys' franchise, and how unnecessary that distinction is. And Arcee's been an integral part of the franchise since. She's always gonna be here. And you know what? So am I. So thank you for entertaining my robot hobby for a few minutes, and I hope you had a great July 4th celebrating the Mothman.